Okay. Today's first lesson is about the expression. What is an expression when we are talking about? Into programming language, expression is some combination of values, either strings or integers, float, double, etc., combined together, making some statement that can be execute and it can't be returned and it's not returning anything. In Python, we can write here. I'm gonna work in collab either. I'm choosing the collab either because its advantages that it has. Firstly, I'm not using my local machine. Secondly, I'm having GPU and CPU power. Then having more space than on my local machine. Um, and that are the main reasons. The maybe here we can say that the advantage is because this environment is more interactive. You can add text boxes like here and write something, delete it, or you can run a code with code box. Now, into the code boxes, you're writing either Python or some terminal codes. First, for running some expression that's addition, just a simple addition. As you can see, we're having some connecting to the kernel. And now after connecting, we are gonna wait. Okay, now it gives us the result. This is same if we write print 1 plus 3. Print method is the same as just as executing the expressions. If we make a product from 3 multiplied by 2, we're having 6 as a value. If we make 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5, we're having 125. If we add a syntax method term, it's because if we want power on something, a 5 power 3, we need, with adding double sign of multiplication, we can make power on some number. Or we can make a squared from a number, for example, 25 degree 0.5. But as you can see, this is not working in this case. Let's take a look. This is 25 on power 1 divided by 2. If we add here bracelets, I'm having 5 as an answer. Okay, if I add one white space between the signs, I will get invalid syntax. And this is why the syntax matters. This is only one expression, and if I add a white space here, I need to add an operator, for example, 10. If we make 1 plus 2 plus 3, firstly, you know the rules of mathematical rules. First, this is calculated, this expression, and then addition with the, let's say, the free variable. When we are talking about variables, that are some scalar or either string values like taking a storage of our memory. They're having some value, either integer, float, string, etc. But In Python, you don't need to write, or if we write some number, integer a equals 5. This is error. Why? Maybe if I write integer like in, sorry, integer, error. In this way, syntax invalid syntax. Why? Because in Python, we don't need, this is like JavaScript, you don't need to write or initial or declare a value. You need just the initialization part. Then it's making declaration of the value based on the value that you will give to the variable. So if you give 5 as a value, if we go to type of A, you will see that integer. If I say A equals 5.0, and now if I take a look of type of A, it will be float. In Python, we don't have double as a value. Everything that's having a floating point, it's a floating number. You're having for number just floats and integers. Integers are whole numbers, floats are numbers with the decimals. For string, everything is equal. If I write a string, if I write A, like character, we're having single quotes. If I go to type of A, you are having a string. In Python, another rule is that we don't have char as as type. We're having only strings. Here I can write more than one character in single quotes, and this gives us string value also. You can write this code, this expression into double quotes. It's the same. In Python, single and double quotes are same. What's the difference? If I write this, no, it is, for example, intro to Python, and I add single quotes, and here I'm adding just like it's a grammatically it's some sign that we have into our sentence. As you can see here, we have invalid syntax because this string here is open the quotes, here are closed, here it's another opening quotes, here will be closed. Okay, so this code right here, this expression, it's not defined into our Python. Because of that, you need to write your string into double quotes, or you can say that this is some specific sign that we are using. With this, you're saying this is sign a slash sign that says a specific key sign that says, okay, this here quote is just a part of the sentence. It's not end of the whole string. When we're talking about numbers, with the numbers as we as we saw here, we can make some expressions. So I will build some variables. A2, B5, C, for example, 3.0. Now, into a new variable, I'm gonna make addition of A and B. If I print the value, is 7. 2 plus 5. We can make expression. for example, a minus b, it's 3 divided by c, it gives us minus 1.0. It's floating number. If I have a look of the type of the value, it's a float because c is a floating number. Let's take a look if all are integers. Because we're having here division, because of that, we are having again a floating number. If it just, for example, multiplication, I need to run this code, sorry. You can see that we are having now integer number. When we're making division, it's just the Python converts the number into float, but I think you know that in Java or some other C++ object-oriented language, Python is also object-oriented language. You need to cast the values if they are integers. You need to cast to make a float in the division parts. This is for the numbers. Also, what we can do and what numbers we can define. It's something that's 5 multiplied by 10 on second degree. It's 5e2. It's 500, as you can see. It's just as we write comment in Python, is this sign here that we have 5 multiplied by 10 on second degree, or multiplied by 2 times 10. Okay. Now, if we want, for example, the value 500 to multiply by 10, again, we'll have 5,000 now. The next one is if we want to present 5.10, for example, on 10 on minus 16. Here it is the value, but if you want to present this like a floating number, you're saying I'm going to make a string formatting of the number. Here we are adding the number with point of 20 spaces. As you can see, I'm gonna say A. This is A. A is giving a formation of 20 floating points. As you can see, here we're having 20 floating points till we get, if I write, for example, 16, sorry, F, here I missed, we'll have till 5. For complex numbers, in Python, we have function complex. And here we write the real and the imaginary part. For example, 5.1, the complex y part is here, and the real number is here. Okay. For the strings, again, if we have A equals introm, B equals 2, C equals Python, we can make A plus B plus C, and this will give us a concatenation of the strings. If we add empty spaces, this will concatenate the empty spaces too. The next one is if I want to concatenate, this is number 2, for example. As you can see, it gives us type error, can only concatenate string, not integer. This number, it needs to be a string, so we cast it to a string value with str in quote in brackets. This is number 2. Now, if we want to make some expression, 2 plus 2. Secondly, if we want to have a bool value, what's a boolean value? Boolean values in Python are true and false. So if we take string from true, it will give us this is number true. Now, if we take as for example integer from 5, this will not give us number, but if we have integer from 5, this will give us number. Why? Because Python can convert numbers into a given from string to integer, but it can't convert alphabetical letters into integers. This is the basics what we have for strings and numbers. Also, one part is the Boolean values. We can take a look of 2 equals 2. It's true. We can take a look of type of true. It's bool, and false is also bool. If we make a equals true, b equals false. Can we make a plus b? It will give you 1 because true is in Python 1 as value, false is 0 as value. So true plus false gives us 1 plus 0. This is like we make OR function, and for AND function we are multiplying the values. AND function, it's 0. As you can see, it's printing only the last value. Why? Because we don't add the print keyword. For printing all above code in one code blocks I'm talking about, you need to add print to previous prints that you have. With this, just saw as the Python saw this as an expression with print. It knows that it's printing it. Just when it's the end line of the code blocks, then it's printing without the print word in it. So here we're having both expressions with adding print to the previous one. Go to the next video for seeing the function features